All right, guys. Back here again with a little bit of the Field of Glory 2. I've kind of had a preview a few days ago. I was talking about wanting to do another First Punic War battle, the Battle of Bagradas, and I wanted to try to give a little background on this too, if I could. Got another screen open here somewhere. This may not quite work out like I wanted to, but what is it? They also call it the Battle of the Bagradas River, and it's sometimes known as the Battle of Tunis, which was a victory by a Carthaginian army. And this army was led by, I believe it was Xanthippus, Xanthippus, and he won over a Roman army that was led by, I think, Marcus Attalus Regulus, I think. And I believe it was in the year 255 BC. I believe that the First Punic War began, I think it said like 264, I believe. Um, but there was the previous year before, I guess, this battle, the Roman navy was established and kind of got some numerical naval superiority over Carthage, and so they used that advantage to go ahead and invade Carthage's homeland, um, which I guess was roughly aligned in the area where you'd find modern day Tunisia in North Africa. And so I think they landed, I think it was Cape Bon Peninsula, it's called, and they had a successful campaign. I guess the fleet went back to Sicily, which left Regulus with about 15,000 men, 15,500 or so, I guess, to hold the area in Africa over the winter time. But I guess instead of holding that position, Regulus wanted to advance towards the city of Carthage, and so there was a battle, I believe it was the Battle of Addus, where he actually defeated the Carthaginian army there. And then they followed up and captured Tunis, which I guess was only about 10 miles or so from where Carthage was located. And so, yeah, I think in the description here they kind of cover a little bit of the info here. But uh, yeah, it was like 256 BC when, I guess, when they invaded and had battles. But I guess as the Romans advanced later on Carthage, the armies met. It was on a plain called the Bagradas Plain, and historically Carthage actually won the battle. Now the war itself ended up badly for Carthage. The war continued on till like 241 BC, and Carthage finally had to admit defeat at that point, and they were forced to abandon its colonies in Sicily. And then later on, of course, probably the more famous one would be probably the Second Punic War, where you see the entrance of Hannibal. So I don't know. I guess maybe I want to try to play the Carthaginians again, I suppose. We'll get this game started here. I don't know that I'll play it through too much. I try to keep these videos a little bit short, and I've already blabbed quite a bit. But we've got here our objective would be to rout the enemy army by. I think all these objectives are always about the same. A, routing at least 40% of their troops and 25% more than you have lost, or by routing 60% of their troops. Um, Carthaginian turn number one. So I guess I'll go ahead and read through the background. So Xanthivus has formed up the Carthaginian army with masked elephants in the center and his infantry behind Greek mercenaries on the right and Carthaginian infantry on the left. All right, well, I like to use the elephants, that's for sure. Regulus has formed the Roman army up in an extra deep formation in the hope of countering the Carthaginian elephants. So the superior Carthaginian cavalry are deployed on both wings and may be able to envelop the Roman army. So it's kind of giving me a hint there of maybe what I might want to try to do in this battle. So let's take a look at what we got. Yep, definitely got the elephants in the middle. Wow, we got a lot of cavalry over here. Gallic Spanish cavalry, some Libby Phoenician cavalry, some more Gallic. Oh wow, we got lots of cavalry over here on the wings. And I'm kind of seeing, looks like you do add a little cavalry. I'm assuming I'm seeing all the Roman troops. And does have a very deep, um, kind of a short line, but it's 6 rows deep. So it looks like he's got quite a few units. And then I've got like a whole bunch of cavalry over here on the left again. So I think that's could be what I really want to utilize. I want to get that cavalry in there and smash them on the flanks and really do some damage, hopefully with these elephants in the center. And so here would be where Xanthipos is. I hope I'm saying that name right. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know so much of the Carthaginian history and books, and kind of a shame, really, when you read about the final destruction of Carthage. Which when was that? Was it 146 BC possibly? I'll be honest with you, I forget. I'd have to look it up off the top of my head, but you know, the city was destroyed, and basically a lot of the, almost all the books and everything, the history, most of the history you get now is either through the Roman or I think some of the Greek. I think Polybius. Um, a lot of the history of this battle came through Polybius. He's known for a lot of his writings on history, and I believe that happened like a century after this happened. But as far as I think historians say, I believe they consider him to be pretty objective. You know, some of the history, depending on who wrote it, that might have been really pro-Roman. But I think Polybius is one that and I'm not 100% sure. I think he was kind of more objective. You know, you can chime in. I don't know. I've got a little knowledge on this history, but not that deep. So yeah. Anyhow, this is kind of where we're looking on turn number 1 when we get this battle started. I am going to probably just end this one for now so that we can start up a new video here shortly and actually get this battle underway. So hopefully the background's been a little useful. I've kind of been rambling. I'm not a public speaker by any long shot. I just like to play games. So hopefully this has been helpful.